Imagine a structure so ancient, so monumental, that its purpose echoes through thousands of years. We're talking about the Menga dolmen in southern Spain, a megalithic marvel that continues to reveal its secrets. What if I told you that this prehistoric tomb, built nearly 6,000 years ago, was still considered a sacred place almost 4 millennia after its creation? New research is completely changing how we understand the legacy of these ancient sites. Let's journey back in time to the Neolithic period, around 3800 BC. In what is now Antequera, in Spain's beautiful Andalusia region, a community undertook an incredible feat of engineering. They quarried, transported, and erected massive stone slabs, some weighing up to 150 tons, to create the Menga dolmen. This wasn't just a building, it was a statement. A colossal passage tomb, a chamber of the dead, aligned not with the sunrise, but with a nearby mountain peak shaped like a human face, La Pina de los Enamorados. This unique alignment suggests a deep connection between the people, their ancestors, and the landscape itself. For centuries, Menga served as a communal tomb, a final resting place for the elites of the society that built it. The bones of hundreds of individuals were interred here, a testament to its central role in their culture and beliefs. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. As societies evolved, as the Bronze Age gave way to the Iron Age, and as empires rose and fell, what happened to Menga? You might expect it to fall into ruin, forgotten by time. And for a while it seemed that way. After its initial use, the dolmen was sealed and lay dormant for thousands of years. The world outside changed dramatically. New peoples, new languages, and new religions swept across the Iberian Peninsula. Yet the silent, imposing presence of Menga remained. It stood as a mysterious landmark, a powerful relic of a distant past that people couldn't just ignore. The sheer scale of it must have sparked awe and wonder in everyone who saw it. Who built this and why? Fast forward to the 7th and 8th centuries AD. This is the Visigothic period, just before the Muslim conquest of Spain. A very different world from the one that created Menga, and yet something drew people back to this ancient place. Archaeologists recently made a startling discovery. Within the dolmen's main chamber, near the entrance, they found 2 distinct burials. These were not the jumbled, communal bones of the Neolithic. These were individual, articulated skeletons, carefully laid to rest. What does this mean? It means that nearly 4,000 years after Menga was sealed, people were once again using it as a tomb. This is where cutting-edge science comes in. Researchers conducted a detailed analysis of these medieval remains. Using radiocarbon dating, they pinpointed the burials to a period between the 7th and 8th centuries. But they didn't stop there. They went deeper into the very genetic code of the individuals. Ancient DNA analysis revealed that these 2 people were locals. Their genetic makeup was consistent with the Iberian populations of that time. This wasn't a case of foreign invaders stumbling upon an old tomb. These were people from the surrounding region who knew this landscape and its history. So, who were they? The first individual, found right at the entrance, was a woman. She was relatively healthy, though she had some minor dental issues. The second, buried a bit further inside, was a man. His skeleton told a more difficult story. He had suffered several traumatic injuries throughout his life, including healed fractures in his pelvis, left leg, and left arm. He also had a severe unhealed fracture in his right foot, which likely occurred at the time of his death. This suggests he might have died from a fall or a violent incident. What's truly intriguing is their diet. Isotope analysis showed they ate a terrestrial diet typical for the region. But the man had a slightly higher intake of marine protein, suggesting a connection to coastal trade networks, even though Antequera is inland. The big question is, why bury them here? By the 7th century, Christianity was the dominant religion in the region. Standard practice was burial in a church cemetery with specific Christian rites. Burying someone inside a prehistoric, pagan monument was highly unusual. It was a deliberate choice, a significant deviation from the norm. This wasn't a clandestine burial to hide a crime. The placement was respectful, right in the main chamber. It suggests that Menga had been reappropriated. It was once again seen as a special, powerful place, a place worthy of the dead, but its meaning had likely changed. To the Neolithic builders, it was a home for their collective ancestors. To these medieval people, it was probably something else entirely. Perhaps it was seen as a link to a mythical, heroic past. In a time of political instability, with the Visigothic kingdom weakening, people often look back to ancient symbols for strength and legitimacy. Menga, with its superhuman scale, would have been the perfect symbol. It represented permanence, power, and a deep-rooted connection to the land. Burying their dead here could have been a way for a family to assert their status, to claim a lineage connected to the ancient, almost supernatural, builders of the dolmen. Imagine the folklore and legends that must have surrounded this place. People would have called them ogres' caves or giants' houses. They were remnants of a forgotten time, imbued with magic and mystery. By choosing Menga as a final resting place, these medieval communities were not just burying their dead. They were making a powerful statement. They were weaving their own lives into the epic tapestry of this monumental landscape. They were claiming a piece of its ancient power for themselves. This act of burial transformed Menga from a relic of the past into a living part of their present. It shows an incredible continuity of symbolic importance, a thread connecting the Neolithic to the Middle Ages. This discovery is part of a bigger picture we're seeing across Europe. From Stonehenge in England to Newgrange in Ireland, we're finding that megalithic monuments were rarely just abandoned. They were revisited, reused, and reinterpreted for millennia. They acted as anchors in the cultural landscape, their meanings shifting and evolving with each new generation that encountered them. The story of Menga is a spectacular example of this phenomenon. It wasn't a static monument, but a dynamic site that people continually engaged with. What's next for Menga? The site, along with its neighboring dolmens and the Pina de los Enamorados, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for its outstanding universal value. The research is ongoing. Scientists hope to find more evidence that could tell us more about the people who used this site throughout its long history. Were there other burials from different periods? What other rituals might have taken place here? Each new discovery adds another layer to its complex story. The tale of the Menga dolmen is a powerful reminder that the past is never truly dead. It lives on in the landscape, in the stones, and in the stories we tell. It shows us how human societies, even when separated by thousands of years, can find meaning and connection in the very same places. These two medieval skeletons, resting in the heart of a Neolithic giant, have given us a priceless insight into the enduring power of sacred spaces. They are a bridge across time, connecting us to the deep, long history of human belief and reverence. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. It's incredible what modern science can teach us about our ancient ancestors. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into our amazing past. Let me know in the comments what you think about this incredible discovery. Until next time, stay curious.